Alrighty, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us on our first ever GigMasters video webinar. I'm Annie and this is Gus, and if you didn't see our email, we will be conducting this webinar today. Just to kick it off, give you some fun facts about Gus and I. We started on the same day in June 2012, so we helped lead up the GigMasters account services team. So chances are, if you've called us, if you've emailed us, you've come into contact with us. So the main factors of this webinar are going to be concentrating on looking good, getting found, and getting booked.
We have a quick comment here from David who said that Annie is much prettier than I. I concur, she is.
He's handsome.
I wouldn't classify myself as pretty, so yes, I agree with you 100%.
Thanks,
Annie is much prettier than me. But we'll be here for about the next 60 plus minutes. As Annie mentioned, we will be opening it up to questions. We are going to have a lot of attendees, so just please be patient with us. We might not be able to answer everybody's question, but we will try to answer as many as possible. I'm just going to kick it back over to Annie, who's going to just get started with talking about the importance of your GigMasters profile and looking good.
Excuse me. It's better to look good than to feel good, and that's the name of the game here on GigMasters. We want your profile to look as great as possible because it's the #1 way to market yourself to clients. So we, of course, want you to feel good, but right now we're going to be looking at your GigMasters profile, and it doesn't have any feelings. So looking good is the name of the game. So the first question that I'm going to ask today, we're going to have a few questions, is looking at this page, who would you hire? The top part of the page is DJ No Show, and the bottom is one of our great Beatles tribute bands. So we point this out because we want to make it clear that GigMasters gives you all the tools to be successful, but we're not just a listing. So just signing up isn't going to get you booked. We want you to put your time and effort into this because you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So at the top here, you'll see DJ No Show didn't put too much effort after signing up into his account. So if you're a client looking through here, you know, it's pretty clear who would you hire. You know, look at this bright, colorful profile on the bottom. You know, it has so much personality, and they're the Beatles tribute band, so they're going to be colorful and happy. But if you were the client, you want to have that great first impression. You know, just looking at it, it makes you happy. So we're going to go with the Beatles tribute band at the bottom. And, you know, this is what it's all about is customization. So Gus is going to talk to us about the importance of the first aspect of your profile. So, you know, I know some of you are saying, we know this, we've seen the profile a million times. My profile is 100% complete. But there is more than just a 100% complete profile that goes into it. So if your profile is not at 100% complete, we're going to work on getting you there. If it is at 100% complete, we're going to give you some more tips to get even more out of the account. So shoot it over to Gus.
All right, thanks, Annie. So I will just be discussing the importance of the profile details, which is an area located under the profile tab of your control panel. This area actually allows everyone to change your location, your pay range, and even your profile name at any time. I do want to point out that changing your location, since it is available at any time, doesn't necessarily have to be where you live. So you don't have to list in, say, you know, the city that you actually live in. You can list yourself in a city that maybe you want some more exposure in, or that you want to target for some more bookings. But again, that is available to you at any time, shall you want to update it and change it. But the most important aspect of this area is the profile description. This is where you can let the client know what sets you apart from everyone else and how you stand out from the crowd. The first 2 lines of the description itself will appear in the search results, and like a book, you want them to be as gripping as possible. So we do encourage everyone to, you know, don't be shy, don't be humble. Feel free to gloat about yourself and let the client know why it is that they should book you for the event that they're having. Some topics to consider when entering in your profile description would be specific services that you provide and offer, how you got your start, maybe who you've worked with, where you've worked over the course of your career, who's influenced you, and maybe what you do to make, you know, your performance special for that client and how it would be unforgettable. A few tips to keep in mind for the description itself is one, to avoid typing in all capital letters. Now there are some exceptions to this rule. For example, if you want to highlight any awards or achievements that you've obtained over the course of your career. But more often than not, typing a description in all caps is going to come across to the client as very clunky and may even appear to them like you're shouting. So you definitely want to keep in mind, when you are typing your description. Another tip would be just to watch your length. You don't want to go with like a bare bones approach, but you also don't want to feel like you're writing a dissertation about your service. Either one of them can be a turnoff to the client. We do find a happy medium is anywhere between 150 to 250 words, not including any like third-party quotes from any past clients that have left you a review or testimonial. You're definitely welcome to add those in, and give any prospective clients the opportunity to see how others have rated your services when you've performed or provided services at their event. The goal of the description itself, though, is to just nail down your pitch points without veering too far off track. In the end, you want this description to serve as sort of a resume, hitting on all of your selling points, while making sure that it's going to come across both professional and personable to the client. And one area that one thing I can't emphasize and stress enough is please make sure to avoid any typos. So definitely proofread and spell check your description before saving it, just to make sure that it looks good and it is easy to understand and just it's clear, concise, to the point. Now what I'm going to transition to is just discussing the importance of categories. And these are located under the profile tab as well. You can get to them by clicking on the edit link next to category options. The categories themselves are going to determine where you appear in search results, and it is important to list in as many categories as possible, making sure that they are relevant to your services. For example, say you are a band, you could list in, say, cover, variety, dance, jazz, country, etc. But we want to stress that you choose a primary category that most accurately represents your band, since the primary category does hold the most weight because it factors into the search results when a client is doing a search for entertainment. Also, each membership level itself has a set amount of category options. The light membership will have 2, the basic will have 6, the pro has 12, and the gold has 18. If you'd like to list in more categories, you're always welcome to upgrade your membership level at any time, if you'd like to expand them. And I also want to point out that if, say, you happen to be a member of a band, as I mentioned previously, but say you also perform as a soloist, or say you're a DJ out there that provides photo booth services, or you're a comedian that maybe doubles as a magician on the weekend. If you want to list those additional services, you can add an additional account that's offered to you at 50% off the regular price. This is available under the dashboard tab. There's a link that'll say create a new account now. It's going to be located directly under an area that says membership information. But this is available to all active members of GigMasters. So again, if you do provide any additional services that are not included in the membership type that you have already, you can definitely create an additional account and you can list those services as well. Now, before I kick it over to Annie to discuss the photo sections of the profile, we're going to pause for a few moments to answer some questions for some of our members, and Annie's going to kick it off.
Alrighty, so we have a question here from Joe, and he says, I'm a new member with no reviews. Can I get past clients to put up reviews? Well, we're going to get to the review section a little bit later in this webinar, but unfortunately, GigMasters, only clients who book you through GigMasters can post a review. So that doesn't mean, we're going to get to this a little bit later, that you can't provide clients with past reviews. You can add them to the description section of your profile if you'd like, and follow up with clients with a personal email with past references and reviews. But only GigMasters reviews or bookings can translate to the official review section of your profile. So as soon as you get your first booking, if you don't have one, Joe, we're going to send the client out an official GigMasters review one day after the event takes place. So, I would say, you are more than welcome to let clients know that, you may be a newer member of GigMasters or you don't have any reviews, but that does not mean that you are any less experienced or that you would be, you just want to let them know that you're going to be the perfect fit for their event. And although you may not have GigMasters reviews, you definitely have past clients and past experiences to work off of. So that's a great question, and we're again going to talk about that a little bit later in the webinar. Alrighty, so Monica asks, how do you get booked when someone else in your category has over 100 bookings? Well, I would say we open it up. We give all of our members an even playing field to work with. So, although they may have 100 verified bookings, like I told Joe, it doesn't mean that you are any less experienced or less of a fit for their event. So with GigMasters, of course, clients can send you direct requests. On GigMasters, if you're familiar with the leads, you can get direct requests or you can get auto ad requests. So auto ad is a way for us to open up leads to more than just the vendor that the client is looking at. And we'll let you know how many vendors are on every request and how many have responded so far. That's usually at the very bottom of the lead information. So, how do you get booked if someone else has 100 bookings? So I would follow up with the clients right away. I would make sure that you get your lead out there as soon as possible. I would, put a lot of personal touches in my bid response as well as my follow-up phone call. And I would work on explaining to them how you can customize your performance to make their event extra special. So with GigMasters, we calculate our booking dollars every 6 months. So as soon as you join GigMasters, you can get the ball rolling and climb in search results and start adding those verified bookings. We found that it really is a snowball effect. Once you get your first review on there, you can keep it going. And once you find that perfect medium, we can definitely help, get those bookings going.
Yeah, well, thank you, Annie. I believe we're going to continue on with the webinar, and Annie's going to just start by discussing the importance of the photo section for your GigMasters profile.
Alrighty, so we're working on down the profile tab here. So we've already talked about your profile description and your category. So the next on the list is your photos, if you're looking at your member control panel with us. So let's all take a moment, if you don't have your member control panel open, to look at how many photos you have on there. On GigMasters, with every single membership from our light to our gold, you can upload up to 102 photos to your GigMasters account. So that being said, we've done some research and we found that our top bookers have at least 23 photos on their GigMasters account. So that I'm going to call our minimum amount of photos that we'd like to see. But since we're all here, we're all on the webinar, I would challenge each and every one of you to add up to 100 photos to your GigMasters profile. And sorry, that being said, your profile photos, we have the slideshow, and the slideshow allows up to 100. But the two photos, the 102, the last two, those are the most important. So your GigMasters thumbnail photo, it is so important. It gives you the client the first impression. Gus was just talking about how important the description section is, how it's like a book and you want the first 2 lines to grab you. Well, before they read your description section, they're going to see a photo of you. So you see these comedians here in the search results, smiling, happy, giving a great first impression. So we want you to pick a pic that gives that first impression and gets the client to click on your profile page. So, if you don't have a thumbnail photo at the moment, I would strongly encourage you to add one and add, a bright, colorful one that gives some personality. Also, the second of the 102 photos that you have on there is your cover photo. So once clients click on your GigMasters profile, they see that thumbnail photo and they see that cover photo that spans the very top of your page. The thumbnail photo is cropped a bit differently, the cover photo is cropped a bit differently than the other photos on your account. And we recommend a landscape photo here. And, as we were talking about, we're going to refer back to this page with the Sgt. Pepper's Beatles tribute band. If you didn't remember their name, I remembered their photo. So we want you to just put that personality into your GigMasters account. Pick a bright photo, something that really lures the client in and keeps them on your page. Your profile photos, everybody is so obsessed with photos these days, between Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Tumblr, selfies. Everyone loves photos and they want to see as many photos as they can, and that trend is not slowing down. So we want our clients to get lost in your GigMasters profile. The more time they spend going through your photos or your slideshow, the more time they spend on your profile, and the more times they get thinking, this could be my event. Look how much fun these clients are having. So, the types of photos that we want to see. We understand, some of our vendors, they are service providers and don't have as many, photos of you interacting with the clients. So the types of photos we want to see are, on this page, if we flip back to that photos page, you could have photos of your equipment, you could have professional headshots, pictures of the clients having fun, pictures of you having fun with the clients. In the lower right hand corner you see Matt Cotillo, one of our premier guitarists, in the moment of somebody proposing to their now fiance. So you can put so much customization and so much personality into these photos on your account. So I do challenge you to put as many on there as you can. If you have any trouble getting them on there, if you have trouble uploading or finagling with your cover photo, give us a call, shoot us over an email. We can work with it and make it look as great as possible. So, what we don't really want to see on your account is unprofessional photos. We don't want any selfies or blurry photos. It's not your Facebook account, but we want you to have fun, show your personality, put as many in there as you can, and just remember that every picture is worth 1,000 words. So if you have 100 photos on there, that's a whole lot of storytelling that you can do on your page. So on a similar note, we're gonna go right down the profile tab to your media section, which includes your photos, your videos, and your audio samples. Video and audio samples are so important because we have found that members with videos on their profile are 4 times more likely to get a booking. That's 40% more likely to get booked just by having one video on there. Every membership that we offer allows for audio video storage space. You do get more as you go up in the membership levels. So our light membership starts off with 50 megabytes. Our basic has 100 megabytes. Our professional has 200, and our gold membership has 500 megabytes. So you certainly have space to put a video on there. And we're not looking for a whole performance or a video documentary in this area. A short 15 to 30 second promotional clip will do. And if you are one of our service providers or vendors who might not necessarily have videos of you singing or performing or telling your funniest joke, what you can do is upload a photo slideshow in the video section. Our major event types here at GigMasters are weddings, corporate events, and private parties. So why not compile pictures of the weddings that you do and make a specific video slideshow of those photos? Also, that being said, a sweet 16, a corporate event, a private party, anything. You can add videos. Just because you are not necessarily performing doesn't mean that this section doesn't apply to you. This section is so powerful, and we would love to see each and every one of you have at least one video and those 102 photos on your GigMasters account. Excuse me. We do get questions all the time. I have videos on YouTube. I'd like to add them to my GigMasters account. At this moment, you cannot embed YouTube videos into your GigMasters account. But if you email us over the link to that YouTube video and say, "Hi, here's my member ID number. I'd love if you could help me get this on my profile." Our audio video team does a great job. We do upload them in the order they're received, so some days we're a little bit more jammed than others, but we will work on getting that video on there for you as soon as possible. Also, videos are a little bit harder to send through email, so we do, find that members find it easier to send us Google Drive files or even through Dropbox. So, there are a number of ways that we can help you get the video on there. So, so we just love to see some videos on there. And, working further down the profile tab here on your member control panel, we're going to talk about those additional details. So the top portion is where we get the level of complete. So you'll see here on the slideshow, the top, that's 50% complete. So as you start adding and adding and adding, that'll become 100%. And the additional features section are the added bonuses. So again, for those of you who started this webinar with a 100% complete profile, I would, turn your microphones a little bit louder because this section is, where we really get into it.
Thank you, Annie. That was very informative and lovely as well.
Oh, thanks, Gus.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, as Annie mentioned, having a 100% complete profile is great, but the customization process does not end there. As you can see here on the slideshow, the additional features section, one area in particular is doing a featured profile, and I'm sure many of you have received our emails about them. But what a featured profile is allows you to have priority placement on a particular search results page for a specific city and category. It will allow your profile to appear at the very top above the actual search results themselves, and gives clients the opportunity to see you immediately when they land on that page. They'll be able to review your profile specifically and be able to send you over a direct request. Now, a featured profile itself can be set up for a duration of 1 to 12 months, and they can be set up right in your profile tab. There's an area under additional features. It's the very first edit link. It'll say buy featured profiles. So you can take a look right in there. It'll allow you to put in a category and a city. The duration will be set at 3 months by default, but as I mentioned, it could be anywhere from 1 to 12. And then a price will display right there, and you can continue on with the checkout process. I do want to point out, though, that your regular profile is still going to appear in the normal search results for your travel radius and all the categories that you're listed in, but a featured profile specifically will only appear in the particular city and category combination that you've chosen. So say you want to target some more cities, some more categories, you're always welcome to do any additional featured profiles if you'd like, just to get that added exposure. Another great feature that's available to our members under the additional features area is adding an offer to the profile page. An offer is just a great way for you to showcase any specific promotions or packages that you have. It doesn't necessarily have to include a rate or even be a discounted price, but that's entirely up to you. You can include rates and discounts if you'd like, but it just gives you the opportunity to kind of customize the particular services that you offer. They can be geared around particular event types like weddings, birthdays, corporate functions, or you could do things for seasonal holidays, say like Valentine's Day that's approaching, or St. Patrick's Day that's going to be next month. A particular example would be if you are a DJ that offers a lighting package, or if you're a photographer that offers a bride and groom a DVD slideshow, or if you're a singing telegram that is having a Valentine's Day promotion to serenade your significant other. Really, it could be anything that you're going to allow the client to see that you offer that's maybe a little bit unique and custom, and you could personalize it to their particular event. It's something that you could post on there. One of the benefits of having an offer is it's going to appear on your profile as a tab, and it's going to allow clients to see it when they're actually on your profile viewing it. When they do inquire about the offer itself and submit your request, that request will be submitted to you directly and only to you, which is going to let you know that they specifically took a look at your profile page, they reviewed it, and they're interested in you and only you for their event. So it'll let you know that this is a quality lead, which more than likely could lead to a booking. So let's see. I believe we're going to pause right now to take a few more questions from our audience.
Do you want to take the lead first?
Okay, so we got a question here from Rosemary who asks, where do we find the option to put in an offer? Okay, Rosemary, this is located under your profile tab. If you click on the profile, and then if you scroll towards the bottom of the page under additional features, it's going to be the third edit link. It'll say offers. Clicking on that will bring you to a page where you could set up an offer. You could even set it to expire in a particular time. It allows you to kind of click and drag to put active offers on the profile, and anything that's inactive you could drag it into the inactive area. That way, there wouldn't be any confusion caused, if a client is inquiring about an offer that maybe is no longer active. But that is the area where you could set up an offer.
And it is important to note that it doesn't necessarily have to be a discount. We're not saying you have to add offers,
Right.
and give it at a cheaper price.
No.
But if you find that clients, are constantly bundling packages that you offer, create it as a package. For all you kids party entertainers viewing the webinar, you know that balloon twisting, face painting, and magic, those go together like peanut butter and jelly. So make a first birthday party offer, make a kid's birthday party offer. Put those 3 factors in the details section. Say, make a special balloon sculpture for the birthday person, and request this offer for the best price. So don't necessarily have to put a price. It's already something that a client is looking for, and instead of clicking on that request free quote button on your page, they'll click the request offer, and that just will reduce your competition, give you a better idea of what the client's looking for, and really help you get the ball rolling with getting booked.
Yeah, we have another question here from Richard. He's asking if there is a charge to set up an offer. There is no charge at all. This is something that's completely optional. It's not mandatory, but there is definitely no service fee, no charge for it, and you can create an offer at any time. And you can create as many as you'd like. You could have as many active or inactive as you'd like, but there's definitely no charge for them. Let's see. We have another question here from Bernie. He's asking, he's at the beginning level. Can I make an offer? Do I have to be at a higher level? No. Offers are available across the board, regardless of the membership level that you're on or duration. It is a feature that, if you do want to go about, creating one, it's going to be offered to you at any time. So please feel free to go ahead and generate one and have it posted on your profile.
And as we mentioned, we'll let you know when a client requests a specific offer. So the Gig Alert email will look a little bit different than the normal natural request free quote email.
Okay, I believe we'll take one more question. Let's see. Are prepay offers allowed? For example, prepay and receive 20% off regular rate. Yes, this is a perfect example. Again, an offer could be something that's personal to either the like a particular event or like holidays, seasonally. Or if it's something that is, customizable for your particular services, whether it includes a rate or not, it's really up to you. This is something that you can set up to your personal preference and liking. So go ahead and have fun with it. Create any particular offer that you'd like. It's definitely something that are no specific requirements or guidelines. It's anything that you'd like to create.
Yeah, and with that, your bid will still be the same. So if you wanted to, put an offer on there with, prepaying and get the 25% off discount, you can include that rate in your bid and put the expiration date down for, say, 2 days. So if they don't take advantage of your offer within 2 days and your bid expires, they won't be able to book you at that rate, and they'll have to request another quote from you. So, we definitely see some urgency offers on there. So book me within 48 hours of requesting a quote from me, and I will reduce my rate. And I would say, offers are so underrated. A lot of members, they don't have them on there, and it's just a way to customize your profile. So I would bet that some of you, never even saw this part of the profile tab, or that you don't have any Valentine's Day offers on there. That's next Saturday. If you put, for those singing telegrams, as Gus mentioned, if you put a Valentine's Day offer on there, say, come serenade me and my girlfriend, surprise us at 8 a.m., 15 minutes, I'll bring a box of chocolates. You don't have to put a rate on there. You could charge your regular rate, or you can charge more for a holiday, whatever you want. They'll request that offer from you, boom, 15-minute booking on a very popular holiday, turn that into a booking and a review, and that all came through the offer section. So yeah. I think that you could really be creative with this offer section, and it really does make a difference.
Yeah, that was a great point. We appreciate these questions. These are very good questions, guys. Keep them coming. But for right now, we're going to continue with the webinar, and Andy's going to just keep it rolling.
Alrighty, so we're going to talk about the review section of your GigMasters profile. I believe, Joe, you asked a great question a little bit earlier about review, so we're going to really get into the thick of things here. So with GigMasters, your clients are able to post a review for you 1 day after a booked event takes place. So, if you have any, leads out there and you've gotten booked, but they might have fallen through the cracks, you're going to want to make sure that you get those booked so that those clients can post a review for you. So in the official review form, we ask clients a series of 5 questions based on a 5-star rating, and they're able to post an overall summary of their experience with you. So on the Profile tab here on GigMasters, you can reorder these reviews. And what we recommend is putting your most recent and best reviews on top. Some of our members have been with us for a little bit longer, and every review does have an event type and a date attached to it. So you're going to want to make sure, if you have a review from 2012, and you have a review from 2015, that you put that 2015 review on top to show that you are active, participating, and constantly getting those reviews.
Good point.
Another important feature of the review section is a featured review. So what does a featured review do? As you see here in this slideshow, a featured review will pop up at the very top of your GigMasters profile, and it's just another way to customize your account. So as we were mentioning, like with the offer section, you could change these at any time, and they can be seasonal. So, Valentine's Day, if you have a Valentine's review in your arsenal, feature that one. If you have a St. Patrick's Day one, especially those bagpipers out there, put that at the very top. Christmas parties around the holiday season, corporate events, wedding season is also approaching. So putting a featured review at the top of your profile really just helps the clients flow through your account because, once they see one review, they want to read a few more. That being said, with GigMasters, you can reorder reviews, you can pick featured reviews, but we never remove reviews. So that is important to note. You can, if you have, a less, if you get a little bit less of a star rating, you can always move that one down to the very bottom. After 4 reviews, you do have to click the Show More button. So, the further down it is, the better for you. We have found on websites that 10 to 15% of all reviews are fake. That does not happen on GigMasters, and that's why we are so strict with reviews. We want to give clients the true impression of our vendors. So only clients who book you through GigMasters and only the client on the request can post a review. So if you find, that you did a great job, the client was psyched, but for some reason they don't leave the review, maybe they went on their honeymoon, or maybe they just didn't check their email the day after the event, if they don't post that review for you, you could resend them the request, or you could have us here at GigMasters resend the request, give us a call, shoot us over an email with the Gig ID number, and say, hey, please fire that review form off for us. We want to see those reviews on your GigMasters profile, and we, would love to, just help get the word out there. So even if the client is computer illiterate, and they're really struggling getting that review, we can find ways to help them post that for you. So, that's really the most important part of the review. Try to get those featured reviews out there and customize them and, work with them to try to boost the GigMasters profile here. So, let's see. So we're going to be jumping over. This is going to wrap up the profile tab. So if you are following me on your own member control panel, we're going to go to the last tab, and that's the tools tab of the GigMasters profile. So we're going to jump on over there. And just because it is the last tab does not mean that it is the least important tab. On the contrary, there are some hidden gems here in the tools tab. And, you might find yourself, living in the leads tab and living in the profile tab, but don't forget about the tools. There are so many nooks and crannies of the GigMasters control panel, and we want you to explore all of them. So the first and one of the most important parts of the tools tab is the search statistics tab. So for all you people who live in stats and love the math and really want to see the behind the scenes of what's going on in your account, the search statistics area is a perfect place for you to go. What it can do is show you where clients are searching for your services, what categories they're searching for, and what number in search results you come up. So you could really use this to help you determine which of your categories are getting searched most by clients. And if you find that one of your categories isn't getting as many hits, that's maybe where you want to go back into those category options like Gus was talking about before and tweak those. Another important aspect of this GigMasters search statistics area is if you opt to purchase one of our featured listings or featured profiles. So, when it comes up for renewal, if you have one, you can check and see how many times it's appeared in search results and how many times it was getting clicked on. So, you don't just throw up your featured profile. You want to see how well it's working out and, what it's doing. So, if you have a few, maybe you'll see that, certain categories or certain locations are doing better than others. And those might be the ones you want to renew or not renew. Featured profiles, they're certainly optional, but we do allow you to track them here on the search statistics page. And the last part of that search statistics page is your audio and video samples. I was stressing the importance of these before. If you don't have any audio and videos on there yet, once you throw them up there, you can track their success. So you could see which audio video samples clients are viewing when they're on your GigMasters profile and how many times they viewed them. So maybe you want to, you have a favorite video but it's not getting viewed as much. Maybe you want to change the order of your videos or change the orders of your audio video samples to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward and that's the one that's getting clicked on most. And on the flip side, if someone's not viewing the videos that you have on there and you have other ones that you may be able to upload, switch them out, customize your account and don't be afraid to change it up. So that is the search statistics area. we're going to jump back down on the tools, on the tools tab to the search results analyzer. We get tons of questions of why am I in this spot in search results? Why do they come up before me? Why do they come up after me? What's going on? And, we're always happy to talk to you about that. But all of this information is located under the search results analyzer. It's such a powerful tool. As you'll see at the very top, you can search by any of your categories and any of the locations within your travel radius. So, as Gus was talking about, we actually didn't get to that yet with your travel radius. If you try to search an area outside your travel radius, it'll let you know. But this page will tell you exactly where you're appearing. And search results are based off of 3 major factors, which are what we call our best match. So that's your primary category, which Gus was stressing before, your primary location, and your booking dollars in the past 6 months. So this page will show you where you are. It'll highlight you on the page and give you all of that information. So, maybe you'll see that the person above you has 500 more booking dollars than you, and you say, okay, I see that. My next gig, I'm going to make sure I get $501, and I'm going to climb in those search results. And they are based off of the past 6 months, so it is completely attainable to just keep on climbing and make it your mission to become on the same level as someone who may have been a GigMasters members 1, 2, 3 years before you. We want everyone to be on the same playing field, and we want everyone to do well. And if you see that you're further down on this page and you say, I really wanted to do more gigs in Chicago, maybe that's somewhere you consider taking out a featured profile. So I would encourage you, if you were thinking about doing a featured profile or changing your location, your primary location, to do some digging in the search results analyzer and see what works, what doesn't work. Maybe you want to change up your primary category based on the information here. So again, don't be afraid to change your profile around. These can always be changed back, changed forward, reversed, whatever you want. Just customize your profile to find the perfect balance. Lastly, so that wraps up the search results analyzer. But the last factor on this page, the tools tab, is very important. I would encourage you to go through all these different aspects. But the last point on this page I'm going to highlight is your portable contact form that you can add to an outside GigMasters website. So what it does is allows you to embed the portable contact form or the request free quote form on your personal website. And you'll say, why do I want to do that? Well, what it does, if you have a personal website and you have a contact form on your website, there is little chance that you can collect all the client's event and contact information from that. So if you decide to embed this on your personal website, what you can do is collect all the same information from that client as GigMasters does. And it won't automatically add any other vendors to that request for the client. So, you can use your personal website to drive more traffic to your GigMasters page and garner some more leads that way. So, if you're not getting, as many leads on GigMasters, but you find, there's a lot of traffic to your personal website, add the portable contact form and you can get more leads that way. And like the offers, no other vendors will be automatically added to this request. So you know that this client wants to hear back from you, and that's the name of the game. So the tools tab, definitely go through a few more of those lines on there. There's some great details, but I would say if you haven't checked out the search statistics, the search results analyzer, spend some time in there. It gives you some great information. So yeah, we're gonna just answer 1 or 2 more questions here before we go into our Get Found section of the webinar. We're wrapping up the look good part. So let's take a question from Corby. Hi, Corby. You're asking if we do bookings in Canada. Absolutely. GigMaster services all the US and Canada. So, if you're hanging out in Canada, we can certainly help you get more gigs.
Absolutely. Another great question here from Alex asking if can someone be booked through GigMasters if I'm willing to do it for free for charity. Absolutely. We do have clients that occasionally submit a request for a charity or a fundraiser, and they ask for services to be donated. If you are willing to donate your services, you're welcome to respond to that client and provide a bid of $0. But we just do ask you that if you are going to be booking yourself for it, please just give us the heads up, because what we do in that situation is we waive the booking fee, for either yourself or the client, just to make sure that neither one of you is invoiced for it. And what will also happen is you'll receive the GigMasters Kindness Badge to your profile page. It'll just let everybody know that you are willing to donate your services, to charity and fundraiser events.
Yep, and this is only for events where you don't get any compensation for it. So there is a brief review process for it, but if you're taking the time and you are donating your services for free, we want to reward you for that, and we will. So just let us know, send us over the gig ID number, and we'll take a look.
Okay. Do you want to answer one more, Annie?
Yeah, let's do one more question here from Peter. Peter says, while watching you, a gig alert came in. That's awesome. Thanks. I'm going to offer to pay for whatever it is at no fee and try to get our first gig ever. That's awesome. And you even put a smiley face. That's okay. Well, congratulations. Respond to that client as soon as you can. We want you to pay attention to our webinar, but the booking is more important. So congratulations. That's really exciting. Hopefully you guys got some other leads as Alex did, or Peter did. So yeah, that's really awesome. Good luck with that one.
Okay. Let's see. Let's take this one final question for the moment from Peggy, who's asking, can the artist respond to negative reviews? Absolutely, you can respond to any type of review, whether it's positive, negative, you always have the opportunity to do so. The way to do it is logging into your account and clicking under the Leads tab. It's either going to be in your inbox folder or any of the other folders if you happen to rename them. But you'll be able to locate the review. It'll be near the client's name, and then you could click on that. It'll bring you to the client's review itself. It'll provide you a message box so you can post your response. What will happen is when you do submit it, it'll get posted on your profile page under the review itself.
Yeah, that's a great question, and we do encourage you, don't just respond to a negative review. If someone gives you a raving review and you want to thank them, I would say, hello, Miss Mary Mack, thank you so much for your awesome review. It was a pleasure meeting you and providing my services at your event. Hopefully we can do business again in the future. So don't just use this response area for negatives. You could, again, customize it and put your personality out there on your GigMasters profile through the review section as well. So great question.